something that I noticed in the ending that I wanted to point out was this the way it's really balanced. Like if you look at the beginning and the end, we ended with his brother goes into the river and says, "My boots are filling," and then after he goes in and tries to get his brother out, he can't find him. He comes out and just sends the car into the river. And the very beginning, the first paragraph, he says, "I was the first one to drive a convertible on my reservation. And of course it was red, a red Olds. I owned that car along with my brother Henry Jr." And then here is where it really balances. He says, "We owned it together until his boots filled with water on a windy night, and he bought out my share." Like, when we were first reading it at the beginning, we don't know what that means. Just something happened, his boots filled with water, and he bought out my share. Like, he paid for my half of the car, and that was it. Now we know he drowned in the river, and his brother put the car into the river to be with his brother. He says now Henry owns the whole car. That's real poetry to me. But I wanted to make a story map. So first we have the title and the author, right? The Red Convertible by Louise Erdrich. But then what is the setting? When and where does this take place?
In the reservation.
Sure. And so at some points there's the reservation, which I will write as the res because I've been watching too much of a show called Longmire. So yeah, there's some on the reservation, and where else?
The river.
Yeah, the river. That's a big part of the setting. I don't think that they say what the river's name is, but it's not important. It's the only river in the story, so it's the river, right?
Right.
Is there anywhere else? Or do we want to say when? Do we know when this is? Yeah, Vietnam War. Around the time of the Vietnam War. Alright, so that's enough for setting. There's a lot in the beginning where they're just driving around. And you could say the car is a setting. The red convertible. So, alright, that's part one of our story map. After setting, who are the characters? Henry and Lyman. Yeah. Characters: Lyman, Henry, Bonita. Yeah, it's his sister. The hitchhiker girl? Yeah, I think her name is Susie.
Susie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the hitchhiker girl.
Ray.
Hmm?
Ray. Fred.
Oh yeah, Ray. Right. Ray, who comes over and takes the picture off. Right. Yeah. Person. Yeah. So the narration is first person. And something really interesting about that is, do you think there's anything that Lyman left out? Remember, we put a star next to Lyman because he's the narrator or the main character. What's the problem in the story?
Maybe it's Henry's disease.
Could be. That's definitely one of the story problems, is Henry's condition. Right? Because how would we describe his condition? What's Henry's condition?
I think depression. No joking. No joking.
Oh, yeah, he's not talking. He's not joking. It's depression.
Depression.
And why does he have the depression? What caused it?
Oh, maybe he has traumas from the war.
Yeah, trauma from the war.
From the
Yeah, we call that PTSD. It's a term. It's actually
Post-traumatic.
post-traumatic stress disorder. It's the same condition. It's changed over the years. In World War I, the first big war that used like a lot of explosives, we called it shell shock, and it's changed. Now it's PTSD. But yeah, that's basically the problem. Is Henry has PTSD. They don't know what to do. What's the story's solution? How do they try and solve Henry's condition?
First they try to fix the car.
Yeah. The car is it's the attempted solution. Yeah. Right. Fix the car. And is there anything else they do with the car? Or do you think you would know if you had a friend who had depression? Or would they be very private about it?
Actually, I have depression myself. Sometimes it depends because I have strong headaches, like migraines. After the migraine, the crisis, I have like kind of depression. And the doctor explained that it was like for the headache, the body depressed.
Yeah, I said like I don't know anybody has depression. But I think like a lot of people have depression in certain times, but they get over.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, New York.
I think everyone has that time.
Yeah, I think we have times, but that's part of the difference between being depressed, where there's a cause, something's happened, and you're sad, maybe very sad, or having like a condition where the condition is the reason that you're sad, like. Graciela and I were talking earlier how we're only just starting now to like recognize and accept that it's a condition. If you have depression, and then people are like, oh, "Come on, why are you so depressed?" It's like, because I have depression. You have nothing to be depressed about. Well, I have depression.